At least a dozen people suggested I read this book. I did, and I kind of hated it. Let's talk about why. Dungeon Crawler Carl by Matt Dinniman is a lit RPG story about a man who's trapped outside in the middle of the night with his ex-girlfriend's cat when an alien corporation slaughters the vast majority of the human race and forces the remainder to compete in a reality television show that's half Dungeons and Dragons and half Hunger Games. Carl navigates through each level, trying to figure out the rules of the game, survive a wide variety of very weird monsters, and decide just how much of his humanity he's willing to trade to survive a bit longer. He's accompanied by the cat I mentioned, a cat which becomes sentient and has the name Princess Donut, the Queen and Chonk. And look, if that name didn't tell you what kind of book you're reading, I don't really know what else to tell you. Humor is one of the hardest things to nail in a story. Everyone's sense of humor is subjective, and finding something that will pull a chuckle from every reader is nigh on impossible. If the humor in your book is used as a seasoning, an occasional snarky bit of dialogue, or a clever footnote, that's not really a big deal. If something like that doesn't land with me, I move on and I forget about it a moment later. But if you've written a book in which every single element is designed to be funny, in which the humor is the primary draw of the book, well, things get a bit trickier. Take a book like Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. That story exists because of Douglas Adams' humor. The sense of absurdism is inextricable from the narrative, and the same is the case with Dinniman's debut novel. Dungeon Crawler Carl is meant to be funny, but I found the humor that holds this story together wildly juvenile, as if I could feel the author snickering at what he'd just written. The sense that this book wasn't for me began with the reveal of that cat's name, and really solidified with an ongoing joke about the AI that runs this game developing a foot fetish. I didn't laugh the first time the foot fetish joke came up, and when Dinniman returned to that particular joke over and over and over again, it really didn't bode well for the book. And unfortunately, once the humor is stripped away, there's just not a lot of substance in the story. Dinniman occasionally toys with the question of how much of Carl's humanity he's willing to give up to actually survive in this place, but those conversations never last very long before some random joke is made about his pink Crocs or how sassy this cat is. But here's the thing. If that humor does land for you, I suspect this book is quickly going to become one of your favorites. This book is a phenomenon, a huge success story of indie publishing turned trad, and there are clearly millions of people who have found Dungeon Crawler Carl absolutely hilarious. If you love it, I am glad you love it, but if you found yourself rolling your eyes at the name Princess Donut, well, this may be one you could skip.